I'm here to tell you the tale of 13 disparate, distinct, unattached to each other British colonies setting aside differences to unite as something greater, and how their union survived a bloody existential crisis, the Civil War.
What if history felt more like a movie than a lecture? This weekend, the creator of a chart-topping podcast is teaming up with the Westmoreland Symphony Orchestra for a live experience like no other.
The Unlikely Union touring show is bringing America's beginnings to life at the Palace Theater in Greensburg this Saturday. Leading the story is the voice of the History That Doesn't Suck podcast, Professor Greg Jackson. We want to thank you so much for joining us. What a really neat thing. This is the first time you're bringing on a full orchestra for this. Tell us a little bit more about the experience that people will get.
Yeah, it is the first time we'll have a full orchestra behind me. So first off, in terms of experience, if you enjoy the symphony, if you enjoy listening to an orchestra play, this is an original score, a very exciting one that nonetheless brings in some favorite pieces from Americana, Civil War numbers. We've got a beautiful melody that ties together Battle Hymn of the Republic and a few others that will be familiar. But the score itself is incredible and worth listening to. And that score accompanies me as I am storytelling. I've been bringing together my analytical professorness. I've been a professor at UVU for the last decade, and I've been storytelling effectively through my podcast, basically taking what should feel like a lecture and turning it into fun stories in podcast form for the past 7 years. So this brings all of that together. You've got the symphony, you've got storytelling, and you're going to pick up history that would bore you to tears in a textbook situation, but it's just going to kind of slide in there without you noticing it.
It really is so engaging.
It really is. Talk a little bit more about what people can expect. We're talking about American history, right?
Yes. So in basically 100 minutes, we're going to go through 100 years of American history. You're going to get the nuts and bolts, the big stuff from the Revolution, all the way through the Civil War. But while we will, of course, cover the greatest hits, if you will, the main causes, you're also going to get what I'd like to say are maybe some of those deep tracks, because we're going to meet on a deep level important characters like Nurse Clara Barton from the Civil War and see the important role she and other women played in saving countless lives. Frederick Douglass and the vital role that he played in his friendship with President Abraham Lincoln and how that impacted eventually bringing 200,000 Black Americans into the Union Army and the incredibly important role that played. So overall, what you'll hear is the story of this union itself. Basically, where did we get this crazy idea that these 13 colonies should form a union? And then how did they stick together through all the various challenges they faced in that first century, and then come out of this brutal civil war and somehow patch things up to any extent at all? And as we've gone around the country telling this story, we've done it in red states, blue states, you name it. Pretty much everyone's walked out with a renewed sense of, my goodness, maybe the tensions we're feeling today aren't so unique. Maybe we can get through them in the present today. And I really enjoy instilling that sense of hope that comes with a deeper understanding of what we've already been through.
You're also pulling audiences of all ages. This is not like a one-size-fits-all, which is really neat, too.
It is. One of my favorite memories was doing a show in Colorado. We have little kids at the shows all the time, but I was doing a meet and greet afterward, and the parents immediately said, "Look, we're happy to be here. We love the show. We're here because of her." And they point to their little 8-year-old.
Wow.
And she's beaming at me like I'm, Mickey Mouse, and she's at Disneyland. So, it's so fun to see young children so engaged. And then, on the other side I've been meeting with some seniors who, after the show, they come to the meet and greet and they say, "So how do these podcasts work? I think I'd like to start listening to it." Okay, well, let me show you. We pull out the phone and I walk them through how the app works. It's really been humbling and a blast.
How cool. What's it like working with an entire symphony? I would have to imagine that it's a massive undertaking.
Yes, it is. And, and it's part of why we're going to the Palace Theater. Michael Rosel, the executive director there, Maestro Daniel Stainer, they are just phenomenal, fantastic. I mean, this is upping the storytelling I've been doing, which is been engaging. We've sold out theaters. It's been great. But doing this with, about 40 overall people between the symphony and the choir that are going to accompany me, there's just so many moving pieces, and it takes an excited, organized, brilliant team like that duo, to even give me the the daring, the willingness to say, okay, let's go for it. I've heard their practice. They've recorded and sent me things. It's gorgeous. They've got it together, and I'm coming into town tomorrow, and just absolutely thrilled to be able to, start really seeing this thing come together.
Well, it's amazing that you're coming. We're so lucky to have you here, and you really are proving that history doesn't suck.
Yes, you are.
So thank you so much. Thank you. Good to talk with you.
The Unlikely Union, a storytelling symphony, is happening on Saturday night at the Palace Theater in Greensburg. We have more information on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.
Okay, so now that we know that history doesn't suck, what about the weather? Because I think that we're turning that way, Mary.
What do you think of single-digit wind chills?
Love it. Oh, we love that.
Oh, we love it. There have been some really nice days in January before. And then I'll also let you know how this month is panning out. Plus, we have rain and snow. I'll time it all out for you, and that's coming up when we come back.